how to tell my story, but I guess what really was beneficial when I was speaking with Kevin a few hours ago, I was telling him I was really nervous because I don't know. I guess it's just about when you want to meet strangers and you don't know how to express yourself, like how to introduce yourself. I guess. So I'm a graduate of UP Manila, Organizational Communication. Some of you might be familiar with the degree program. Organizational communication, in layman's term, has something to do with corporate communications. So the curriculum is based on us focusing on a specific industry or a specific specialization during our third year. Interesting story about me choosing Orcom is that one, it's not my first choice. I initially applied for broadcast communication in UP Diliman, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to get in because it's a quota course. So my second choice was UP Manila Orco. So I guess the main point of my story for this session would be about life is about backup plans. So I'll get back to that at the end of at the end of this session. But anyway, yeah. So Orcom was really a backup plan for me because I really wanted to get into broadcast communication in UP Diliman. So yeah, but during the third year of the program, when I had my internship in Korea, Philippines, which is a digital advertising agency in Makati, in Philippines, that's when I had my turning point. I guess that's the highlight of my year in UP Manila. That's when I decided to stay to the program and be passionate about it. Because when I had my internship in Kara, I was able to really apply what I've been learning as an Orcom student. So also during my third year, I was also able to be a member of a founding member of ISEC in UP Manila. During my second year, it was just a subsidiary of UP Diliman's ISEC, and then for the past, I think, 5 to 6 years, it's a sole uh, unit of ISEC in UP Manila now. So yeah. So aside from that leadership organization, I'm also a member of Orcomsoc and UP Manila Indirect Dance Varsity. So I would say my student life in UP Manila is very colorful, I would say, kasi marami akong naging network outside the degree program itself. And I've learned that when I was able to participate with multiple organizations, student organizations, mas marami akong natutunan in life. Sobrang cliche, sobrang motherly statement, but um, which is really the truth. I was able to learn a lot of things na I know na I won't be able to learn if I'm boxed inside the classroom. So yeah, I joined ISEC, UP Manila Indirect Dance Varsity, and Orcom. And then in 2016, I finished UP Manila Orcom, and I was able to get into Mercedes-Benz. So it's an automotive industry, and I was a management trainee during the first few months, and I was delegated as a product marketing specialist. So I was able to lead the product management department of Mercedes-Benz commercial vehicles. So as a product marketing specialist, what I did was I handled their after sales support and also build communication strategy for their planning for their commercial vehicles. Yeah. So I worked there for 2 years, and then ito na naman. So yung sinasabi ko na backup plan, sabi ko, 2 years felt like very long for me working in the corporate setting, given na nag-work ako as a corporate communications professional, but I felt like there is more of me. I really wanted to expand my capabilities, I would say. And I just don't want to limit myself with corporate communications, particularly with the automotive industry. So that's when I decided to apply for a master's degree here in Canada. So in 2018, spring of 2018, I came here as a graduate student. I got accepted to Masters in Communications in Technology for under the Faculty of Extension, which is Faculty of Arts na, since they just recently restructured. And I just finished my master's last year, fall, November, which is good job for me for surviving my master's program amidst pandemic. Yeah. So aside from being a graduate student, I was also a part-time hip hop instructor, dance instructor, and also I was also a full-time researcher with Alberta Health Services. It's the healthcare organization here in our province in Alberta. So yeah, when I was also a graduate student, aside from working as a part-time hip hop dance instructor and a full-time researcher, I also do freelance work, specifically with working with nonprofit organizations that are Filipino community oriented. I think Kevin is also familiar with University of the Philippines Alumni Association here in Edmonton. So it's the alumni org of everyone who are uh, willing to um, participate with community initiatives here in Edmonton. So sumali ako doon, and I also work for them as a communications consultant. So I did projects. I did digital communications project with UPAAE, and also I was also able to be a volunteer for Multicultural Health Brokers. It's a nonprofit organization here in Edmonton that helps newcomers to Canada. So as a volunteer, what I did was to create digital learning materials for newcomers. So I build a curriculum and learning development materials for those na uh, English yung second language nila, those who don't know how to use a smartphone, also develop a specific platform wherein they are able to learn how to use a laptop or um, how to use Google Docs or Google Drive. So those kinds of things are really important for newcomers here in Canada. And I would say my stay here in Edmonton for 3 years now, I'm really thankful na I was able to be a part of the UP Alumni Association here in Edmonton, because back then as an undergrad, I was really active with community initiatives. So now, as a graduate student, although under a different university, I am also able to apply my passion for helping others, giving back to the community. And then also at the same time, nagagamit ko rin yung competence ko in terms of digital communications. I'm helping them develop brands, developing creative communications materials for our audience. So yeah, my life now here, I work as a project-based consultant. The name of the company is Canadian Virtual Gurus. So what I do is I handle multiple brands, mostly real estate, food industry, and retail. What I do right now is virtually. So our yung office ng company is in Calgary, but many of our accounts are integrated across North America. So yeah, and I think that's also helpful for me because I have experience working in an advertising agency, and meron yang inside joke sa advertising agency, lalo na sa Pilipinas, na if you are going to work in an agency or if you are going to be working as an accounts manager, you have to be a multitasker. At the same time, you have to be passionate about facing challenges and conquering them and being able to adapt to multiple challenges at the same time. Um, but working as an accounts manager is really a backup plan. So katulad ng sinabi ko nung unang part nung aking speech, Orcom was really a backup plan. Um, Being a graduate student is also a backup plan kasi meron akong opportunity to stay in Mercedes-Benz, but I decided to go abroad and study for a graduate program, and then pero I was also given the opportunity to work virtually, which is also a backup plan right now as I was able to finish my master's program. So the reason why I brought up that very cliche, pero that's the real deal, is because 99% of the time, backup plan works way better than what you originally planned. I don't know if that also applies to you guys, but personally, I was really happy with being able to move forward with my backup plans even previously. Kasi natutunan ko na if you don't have a plan B or other plans and you stick to your original plan, you wouldn't know what's beyond that. You will be limited to your original plan. Although it's okay if you feel like you are stable already with your career, if your goal is to be like a CEO or to be a manager. But really, my measure of success would be about knowing my capabilities and and going beyond what's given to me. And I hope that really makes sense. Yeah, so that's pretty much about it. I know it's not very coherent, and I'm really an awkward person, but yeah, I hope may naibigay naman akong something na learning for the class.